What's up?
Aren't you doing it for the likes?
Nah, I ain't doing it for the likes.
Oh, okay. Hold up. So you doing it for the pussy?
Nah, I mean, yeah, no, I ain't doing it for that.
Okay, then. What are you doing it for?
Man, I do it for the culture.
Culture.
All right. What's up, everybody? This is another episode of For the Culture Live, special edition International Women's Day weekend. We celebrating. We got the red table. We got a couple of talented, lovely female guests of ours today. I'm your host, Nick Alexander. My co-host,
Comedy Bones,
a.k.a.
Ty Sterlin.
Or Ty Sterlin, a.k.a. Comedy Bones, whichever he prefers on the day he chooses. Today we have some lovely women with us, man. First, I want to thank Dan today.
Yes.
until
my last name?
Until TBD. I mean, your actress name. What's your Hollywood name?
Oh, it's Dan.
Okay.
Cathcart.
Dan Cathcart. Dan Cathcart.
Cathcart.
Dan Cathcart.
There we go.
Actress. You also teach yoga.
I do not.
You don't?
No.
You be doing yoga classes though.
I don't know.
No. So
Every once in a while.
every once in a while.
Taking yoga doesn't mean teaching yoga.
Yeah, but you never taught yoga?
Kids. No.
Oh,
no
okay.
yoga, just like kids.
My bad.
Regular
I'm sorry
education.
about that. Let me redo that. Actress, entertainer, Dan Cathcart. And also model, Dr. MD Summer Wayans. Thank you for joining us today, ladies.
Ooh, the MD is
PhD.
Oh.
Sorry,
We
PhD.
need to fix
I hope it's just as fancy though.
Better get it right.
I'm working
sounds
on
fancy
fly
to
right
me.
now. I got Kitchen 24 in my system. You know, that itis be kicking in. But thank you, ladies, for joining us. How you guys doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good.
It's good to see you, Dan.
You too.
A lot of things, I always associate Dan with the word like vibrations because Dan is all about positive vibrations. I think that's why also you and Summer, you guys get along so well because you guys are all about frequent positive vibes. Y'all put that out there in the universe on a daily when I got to know you in Cabo. And that's the kind of energy that I would like to have on the show because you just do a lot of empowerment things, both of you guys. And I want you all to share some of that with us today, you know. And partake in some of the conversation that me and Tony gonna put on y'all.
Lovely.
I like to talk.
You like
so
to talk?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Whatever you guys. I forgot it was
Nick
Women's Month too, so we're ready.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. We have nice chats. We have nice chats. Tony, we got a lot of stuff on the docket today because it was a heavy week in entertainment, especially with black folk. Where you want to start, brother?
First things first, yesterday was International Women's Day, so I appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We can't live without y'all, as much as it hurts us to say that sometimes, and our pride. But we can't live without y'all. We need y'all. We appreciate y'all so much. So thank you for just being y'all. So that's first thing. So
Thank you for the acknowledgement.
I almost want to say, can you say that again? But
I was about to say why. Why?
Now here come the shit.
So I guess the first thing that's on the topics is did any of y'all see the R. Kelly interview?
With Gayle King. I've watched clips. How about you guys?
I've only seen clips. I hadn't been in the mood to watch it yet.
Okay. Are you deciding just like, I already know what this nigga did. I don't really need to go through it again. I'm kind of like over it. Or you just do intend to get around to like seeing his discussion in 2019, what he's, I guess, going to talk about, and you just, you know, like, is it tentative? Like, you might check on it someday, or are you kind of like over it? Because me and Summer, we watched the documentary together.
Well, most of the documentary.
We did 5 out of 6.
I didn't get it past 4. So
I checked out,
She
yeah.
checked out after 5.
There's so much.
Mm-hmm.
We could probably spend a whole episode on R. Kelly if we want to, but we can't.
I'm gonna play a short clip of
Yeah, let's play some of the highlights.
some of the highlights of it. So
and correct me if I'm wrong. You have never held anybody against their will.
I don't need to. Why would I?
Well, I'm
How stupid would
never
it be
held
for
anybody-
R. Kelly, with all I've been through in my way past, to hold somebody, let alone 4, 5, 6, 50, you said. Why? How stupid would I be to do that?
I didn't say you were
That's
holding.
stupid, guys.
I didn't.
Is this camera on me?
Yes.
That's stupid. Use your common sense. Don't forget the blogs. Forget how you feel about me. Hate me if you want to. Love me if you want. But just use your common sense. How stupid would it be for me to, with my crazy past and what I've been through, oh, right now I just think I need to be a monster and hold girls against their
This is
will,
when it
chain
gets
them up
good.
in my basement and and don't let them eat and don't let them out unless they need some shoes down the street from their uncle. Stop it. Y'all quit playing. Quit playing.
It is right here.
I didn't do this stuff.
Breakdown.
This is not me, y'all. I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this.
Guys,
I can't help
Okay, all right. With all that,
He broke down, and he also alluded to saying that answer the question about the hog tie. Like, why would I put my rope up in a hog tie? I don't know how to hog tie.
So with all that being said, right, him spazzing out like that, I gave y'all 30 years of my life. This is not about the music. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do that.
He's a good deflector, because he also said when they asked him about messing with girls underage, I beat my cases.
Yeah. So with all that being said, right, the nigga did that shit. The nigga guilty as fuck. Now, you want to know how I know he's guilty?
How?
Have you ever been caught by your parents?
yes. So aside from anything he's done, the way that he tried to defend himself is a classic defense. When you're guilty.
You never had the teacher write a referral, send it to your mom, and when you get home, your mom says, "So the teacher was lying? The principal was
No,
lying?"
what happened was
They all lied. I'm telling you the truth. You don't want to believe the truth. Like, that's exactly what he told her. He did, word for word, he said, "You don't want to believe the truth. I'm telling you the truth, and you don't want to believe it." No.
And he spit
Robert.
out facts that she didn't even ask. Nobody
Yeah.
asked about the basement or the shoes. Like,
I think the hardest thing people really do have is answering a simple question. I'm guilty myself sometimes. You ask me a direct question, and I'll kind of like deflect or
When you're guilty,
navigate.
though.
Yes.
I don't even know if it's guilty. Sometimes I'll be difficult for the sake of being difficult. Like that's
Nick,
kind of
listen, Nick, when he feels the argument is not going in his favor, he will definitely deflect the shit out your face.
This is my thing. If I'm going to lose, you ain't going to enjoy losing, nigga.
Yeah,
you're going to be angry about your loss and not even going to like it.
I'm glad we haven't gotten into anything because I don't lose.
We've been good, Dan. We never had no beef, okay? We was good in Cabo, all right?
Be thankful of that, Dan.
You know, I think it's interesting because while he's screaming, right, like, what do you think, I'm stupid? I actually think the opposite. I think it takes quite the calculation and manipulation to actually come to a place where you're able to have these things happen and the individuals who are involved maybe truly believe that it's not wrong. He might even believe that it's not wrong. But if in fact these things are happening, which a lot of evidence is coming out saying that it is, it's not right. You know, he can label it how he wants to, you know, but at the end of the day, you know, you can be in an abusive relationship and think it's the best relationship in the world, and that's the nature of the abuse.
That is, you're a doctor, so you know this term, Stockholm syndrome.
Absolutely.
So like, it's just like when people get kidnapped, they've been kidnapped for so fucking long, stuck in that basement that they don't want, like, when they do get out, they don't want to be out. They want to go back to what they know. Like it's called Stockholm syndrome, and that's why I feel like those two victims that were kind of like defending him. I feel like that's what they're going through. Yeah. Oh, you know, our parents are lying and this and that and this. Like, well, you were this age now. You were fucking with him at this age. I mean, you're clearly underage. So what are they lying about? You know, like because the people that were on the interview, they're grown now,
right?
But they're talking about something that happened years ago. Yeah. So years ago, you were young. So what?
And as teenagers, we rebel. We don't want to do the right things. We don't want to do the stuff. And if someone's with money in our community,
speak on it,
giving us bags and picking us up from school and telling us the whole dream of singing and different things.
Did y'all date older men when y'all was in high school?
My mom would.
No, never older boyfriend.
You know how many old ass niggas
like 2 years.
I used to see pick up these girls from school?
There's no way.
And I'm like, it was normal living in New York and in South Florida.
I mean, I knew a lot of girls that dated older guys, but I would say that the whole theory still stands true about the power that exists, the power dynamics that are different between a 28-year-old and a 16-year-old. Two completely different mindsets, two completely different ways about viewing the world and, you know, having security and being secure within oneself and being able to actually say, like, this is actually what I want and be able to look at what the consequences might be. that's a big picture that's kind of not being talked about in this whole scenario.
Especially on top of that with the parents. I hate that everyone's blaming the parents because, yes, the parents have a part in it, but what were you guys doing from 3 to 6 every day?
Yeah.
Where were your parents at? Most of them work, right?
Yeah.
So...
And you come from a place
Low
where you don't you don't have nothing.
Yeah,
and
there's
R.
no after-school
Kelly
programs.
R. Kelly says
He pull up to the McDonald's.
Yeah, R. Kelly comes up and says, "Yo, I want to make your kid a star."
Yeah.
You gonna tell him no? Bitch, I'm poor. Hey, man, get this nigga out of here. Put him in the studio and have
Start
him sing some
working.
shit. You know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't think R. Kelly of all people is gonna be pissing on my kid.
So let's segue off of R. Kelly to another known person who's allegedly interacted with kids in Michael Jackson. So did anybody watch Leaving Neverland?
Not yet.
Okay,
Fuck
we don't have much opinion
Wade
on this.
Robinson. Fuck him.
That's
I
Tony
won't watch
Stance.
it.
Fuck him.
Yeah, go ahead.
I will watch it.
You will watch it eventually.
I will, just because I'm curious to see the other side. I like to know both sides, even if I know I strongly agree with one.
Yeah, which that's why I watched it, because like I know how hard it is for victims to come out and stuff like that. So let me just hear their side of the story. But it still fucks with me because the same person that is in that interview, right, was the same person that had their case thrown out because they admitted that he never touched them. Mm-hmm. So now you're gonna come back again 10 years after he's dead
on a stand,
to say that he did. So now you're committing perjury. I don't get what's going on.
That's a part of the issue that I have with it, is simply because Michael's not here anymore. He's not here to defend himself.
Right.
He's not here to say his piece. And while I'm totally about hearing both sides, let's speak that piece when the other party is still here to defend themselves and having a dialogue about it, rather than now we only get to hear the one side as it is today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like also too that's where money gets involved. It's like, the settlements that came through the trial when Michael finally decided to go into court and had to do the public trial. People had their chance in front of the jury, and this is like your moment to come with your truth. And put somebody who, if they've done wrong, this is where you can get them, right? Because they finally get a trial. And then for you to say nothing happened, you sit, and I hear money dries up, you're not getting paid no more, and then now you come out with I feel like the incentives are different. And two, I don't like calling it a documentary because technically a documentary has different perspectives covered, and it was a very one-sided thing. It was just the director and this person, and his defense for why he didn't have other people like chime in was that he didn't want other objectives in there. Like, so that already was a little bit of...
and fuck Oprah.
Well, okay.
What happened?
Because Oprah was the host of the whole thing. You know what I mean? She was like
the post.
Yeah, she was like the quarterback behind the whole shit. You know what I mean? She didn't write it. She didn't direct it.
But she interviewed after.
Yeah, she was one of the interviewers there. You know what I'm saying? So
let's make sure we can still get you hired on the own network, brother.
Well, yeah, because I was like, well, I don't know, but I'm like, maybe she wanted to make sure that if this was going to be done,
right?
This is just me because I love Oprah so much. I don't want to believe.
I love Oprah too, but the shit bothers me, man.
So it's just an in the moment fuck Oprah, not forever fuck Oprah. Okay,
it just bothers
Oprah,
me because
you heard him, baby. He ain't,
It just bothers me because she was so close to Michael. You know what I mean? And then now he's dead, and these people are accusing him of this shit, and you're like, okay, so then what's going on then?
Right.
And then I guess social media has been fucking with me too, because then they go back and they show all the pictures of her with Harvey Weinstein and how she didn't say anything when Harvey was on the stand and all that shit. So like that on top of that just bothered me. You know what I mean?
What you got to say, Dan?
I also wonder, like, if someone close to me passes away and I know they're going to release this thing no matter what, and if I'm involved, I have some control over it, and I can reach out to the family or whoever to kind of like try to do it the right way if it's going to come out regardless. I also think that could be a power move as well.
Absolutely.
Maybe that's it. And maybe I'm just thinking ignorantly because I'm in my feelings because I love Michael Jackson.
I just don't. I don't know. I'm playing the advocate, devil's advocate. I don't know, but I'm sure she has her reason.
I had a friend on Facebook who just put it clear and clear. At the end of the day, she's still a journalist. And if under her umbrella, under her platform, she's going to get the biggest eyeballers if she covers the story. That's what she is at her core, regardless of what she's segued off into her career, but she's still a journalist at the end of the day. So, yeah, she was there when Michael gave her the interview in '93 in confidence the first time, and, she claimed to be a public supporter or whatever like that, but her loyalty is at the end of the day is to the story, to the narrative, which way it is, you know what I'm saying? And I know there's Black people who have their issues with Oprah because she does have, and she's self-admittedly to having like self-hate issues. Like there was a clip where they posted where Barbara Walters asked her if she wished she was white, and she said for a time she did when she was younger.
Well, I was going to say, I think that's pretty normal.
I mean, that's
normal
being
for Black
raised
people,
in the society.
Right.
That she was in, and everything that she's gone through.
But
other people.
it's come from like other like instances where she had preconceived notions or made judgments and statements about certain figures, and then when she got around them, her stance changed. Like she used to really be a harsh critic of Jay-Z, right? And then when Jay got to this place where he's like an iconic figure, she got to interact with Jay-Z and meet him, and then her whole stance on Jay-Z changed because all she judged him from was former drug dealer turned rapper who talks about bitches and weed.
I think that's pretty
so much
typical.
of society does.
Yeah,
and
I mean, people look at stereotypes, right? What are stereotypes? Stereotypes are an idea about a person or a group, so that's supposed to help others who may not know that group connect or understand better what that group is. Until you have the evidence of what that group actually does, what that person actually does, you only have so much information to go off of. You know what I mean? So it makes sense. Like there's a lot of people who are anti-gay, right? Until they meet somebody and they're like, oh, you're not actually how I thought you were going to be based on what society told me I should believe about you.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Good point.
I think it opened up her eyes a lot having her show and interviewing all those people. Because a lot of people she interviewed because they were hot at the moment.
Yeah, for sure.
But she was able to have real conversations, and I'm sure her understanding, vice versa, got better because of that. And it's basically what you said.
That is a perfect example that you use with the anti-gay people. Because
Yeah.
I got a lot of friends that are, Jamaican, and they don't play with the Batty Boy stuff, and they are very ignorant to the fact of like how gay people are. So it's like they meet a gay person, they're like, "Oh, so you don't have AIDS?" It's like, no, bitch. Like not only gay people have it. It doesn't work like that. They're like, oh, well, you're not as bad as I thought. You chose not to like learn, or you chose not to like open your mind to like how somebody else lives. You just completely cut it off. Like, oh, that's what they do. I don't fuck with it. I don't want to hear about it. And then and that's how you end up ignorant on stuff. But yeah, you that was a perfect example.
So, Tone, you apparently have a huge conspiracy theory take when it comes to some of these hip hop figures and their death anniversaries. So I want you to kind of bring it to the light. Let's see what the ladies can weigh in on
before
this.
Before we close off the whole other thing, somebody had said, it's an attack on black men, right? Like in the industry and all this shit. Like, yeah, that's true. But what I am gonna say is like, R. Kelly's not that. You know what I mean? You might have an attack on young black men with like the cops and all that stuff, or black men in the industry and tearing them down. But I feel like R. Kelly is not part of that. He's just somebody that did something that's wrong, and he's being punished for what he did.
That happens to be black, and that's why it's magnified.
Yeah, and I do I do understand like black people being upset, because a lot of times like we're already scrutinized. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They take anything that we do and make it bigger than what it is, and a lot of times black people feel like, man, if you black and your brother's going through something, like he may be wrong, but don't blast him out in the public so the other people can see you blast him like that. So like just like if my brother or if Nick did something, you know what I mean, I'm not gonna blast him out in the street like, yo, you fucked up, you dumb. I'm gonna call him on the phone like, yo, you fucked up.
Yeah, you better protect my dirty laundry, nigga.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I shouldn't blast him in the street. And I understand that, but at the same time, people, it can like touch you at home because you probably have kids and stuff like that, and it probably really like sits with you, resonates with you, like, damn, like he really fucking with like younger kids, and it makes me feel like I can't trust nobody, and they get upset, and and they go to typing on Instagram or on social media or whatever, and that's understandable. So I could see both sides, but like I said.
So are we still Team Michael? How's everybody feeling about? Are you still listening to Michael Jackson? Are you still watching a video? Are you still shamoning?
All day.
We shamoning?
All day.
How about you, Dan?
I don't know him personally. I never get the chance to, and I only know his music, and I do feel bad for anyone, and I'm happy that anyone can come forward about anything that might have been done wrong.
Yes.
But it's hard. It's hard in this industry just separating the art from the person. Right. Sometimes I don't want to meet people because I'm like, man, if you have an attitude with me, I don't want to listen to your music. I don't want to watch.
Who was your letdown? I know you got a good letdown story. Before we move on to the next thing, so we have a letdown of meeting your idols or your your heroes in a sense.
I do, but I was thinking about R. Kelly because for so long I was like, well, you know, the man is different from the musical genius that I listen to the music for, and I can appreciate this music. And the documentary just completely tore that to shreds, talking about
because you find out what You're Not Alone was about.
I'm like, oh man,
I'm singing about.
So since then, I haven't been able to. Like, it just makes my stomach cringe. But yes, in terms of meeting people and kind of being let down, you know, you might catch somebody on a bad day, you know.
And it's
the environment that you're in, you know what I mean? You know, I mean, I was hosting the Hip Hop Female Honors Awards one year with my brother Greg, and the Brat was there. I love her. And I was super stoked about it, right? But I think it was a bad day. And I was like, of all these years, I mean, like, literally, I've stopped on Highland Boulevard and crawled on top of my car to, like, pull down the poster off the street to put it on my wall. Like, that serious?
So functified, huh?
Yeah, she wasn't fucking with me, though. It was no picture time. It was like, it was whatever was going on, though. She was just not in a space. But as the fan, I was just like, crushed.
Yeah.
But at least you were mature enough to not go on social media and blast her. Because who knows? Like, people forget that they are human.
Yeah.
That's real.
Yeah. And some of them don't want to be role models. They don't want to. Some of them don't want to be role models. They don't want to do certain things. So
I'm like, somebody came up to me after Fashion Week one year, and I was sick as a dog, y'all. Like, had the flu. The whole show, I kept thinking, I'm going to throw up. But I'm in the front row. The doors are closed. Where am I going to go? I'm going to have to throw up in my jacket. Okay. All right. The show's over. I get my Uber, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to make it home. And somebody's like, Summer Wayans. And I'm like, what the fuck? They wanted to take pictures, and I felt so bad because she was so excited. I mean, she ran down the street to me. But literally, I was just like, I'm going to throw up. But I smiled for the picture. You know, it took us a couple times because I was like, I look like crap, so let's get a couple different angles, you know. But when I got in my Uber, I was just like, I can empathize for those moments where celebrities really just, they're not in it, but it means so much to the fan, you know?
You got any celebrity encounters, Dan, in your time in this?
I'm not going to say any names.
You got some, but you have some? You don't have to say the names, but do you have some? Can we talk indirectly? Can we have an indirect story?
I think you guys have better things to talk about.
You got better things. All right, Dan. You wanna move on? Fine, we'll move on. Let's not be petty here.
I feel bad for name dropping.
It's all right, baby. Yeah, you'll never get into a Debrat concert again, but it's all good.
Hey, I said I love her, and it was a bad day. Nothing against her.
That's true.
People dig stuff up. I don't need any problems.
The
I don't want to be like, oh, you can open up for so and so, and then you were talking about them on that podcast.
Yeah, I be thinking about that sometimes. Like,
well, you said fuck Oprah, nigga. So OWN Network is not in your future, nigga. But you did say with love. You said with love.
I love you. I hope you heard that part.
Summer said I love you.
I tell Nick fuck him all the time. So
yeah, but nigga, I ain't got no power in this business right now. Nigga. What am I gonna tell you? You know what, Tony? You ain't coming back next week, nigga.
No podcast.
No podcast. I can't. You know, I ain't got that many doors to shut out. So I'm your man's. But
yeah,
sorry. We'll send Oprah some flowers. The OWN Network is on holiday.
Like you were saying earlier.
So we got this whole conspiracy theory thing that you cooked up for us today.
Yeah, and it came to my mind because today is the anniversary of the notorious B.I.G. passed away.
Damn, March 9th.
Yep. Yeah. Rest in peace, Big.
Oh, rest in peace.
Big. So the 90s was pretty bad with celebrities passing away, and especially rappers. You had 95 Eazy-E, 96 Pac, 97 Biggie, 99 Big L. You know what I mean? Like, it's not really a conspiracy theory. It's just like
Pun was 2000.
Yeah, Pun was 2000. So it's like every year we lost somebody.
A big one.
You know what I mean? And the one that kicked it off for me the most, I didn't name him. The one that heard it for me the most was 92. I was 3 years old. You know, somebody that was a real.
I'm like,
how connected were you to them at 3 though?
Let me explain. All right. It was real. He was real big in my life. You know, this dude played like a father figure to me, and you know, he was a big part of my life. You know, none other than Simba's father, Mufasa. You know, when he died, that shit hurt.
Mufasa.
I don't think there's a kid in here, a child, that's seen that and wasn't like,
Nah,
You know what I mean?
I do a joke about
cried.
Mufasa in my stand-up.
you know what I mean? Like, maybe you didn't cry, but it hurt you. When he said, wake up, get up, I was like, oh, fuck. Like, you know, that shit hurt
What's a
me.
harder Disney L than that one?
It was so long ago, and I haven't seen it since.
Really? You need to watch Lion King.
But I have seen dogs responding to it on Instagram, like whimpering and crying.
Yeah.
So me hearing that makes me understand what you're saying right now.
You connect to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so
What's your Disney L that got you like really torn up? Before we go back to the rappers,
Woo. Disney?
are you not a Disney person?
I am, but all of our classics came out so long ago. I don't know.
I mean, some you just don't forget. Like, are you a Bambi? Like when Bambi's mom got killed.
He's gonna be okay.
Bambi's gone, right? What's up? Oh, I'm gonna take a quick pause.
This is the longest fucking siren ever. Like the last minute and a half. You're fucking cold blooded.
And we are back. So Bambi, you wasn't really caring. I didn't care for Bambi either, though.
I mean, I felt something. I'm sure. Okay, so I saw.
I'm sure.
I saw Moana.
Which
not
one's that
long
one?
ago. Does anybody? Nobody saw.
Moana,
I'm with
the
kids
Hawaiian
all the
girl.
time. I'm with kids all the time.
Yeah.
So I watch Moana.
No, you should
The
then.
grandmother passed away while she went.
Oh, yeah.
Like
What movie was that from?
That's Disney.
Like it just.
I ain't seen anything
came out,
after.
like,
I ain't seen
recent.
anything after 2000 though.
No, I'm a grown ass man still watching cartoons.
No, I'm sorry. I saw Frozen. That was the last Disney thing I
Wreck-It
saw.
Ralph,
something
Grinch.
sad. Oh, somebody died in that.
Somebody got frozen. Elsa got frozen.
No, somebody died. Didn't like the dad die?
Nah, she gets frozen, but then they bring her back.
No,
saying the
somebody
dad.
died.
The dad
In
died.
Frozen?
Like she was in the room and
Yeah.
didn't get to say
I
bye.
must have slept through that part. But
Jesus Christ.
You know, I have a flip side.
what's your flip side, babe?
I'm a hopeless romantic. And I'm a big family person. So Little Mermaid is my all-time favorite movie ever. But when she gets married,
Lion King is still better.
And
but
she's-
I understand.
Boy, if you want
do you feel the death stare?
Oh, she looked at me. I said,
feel
I'm
the
just
death
joking. I'm just
stare?
joking. I was
She
just
memed
playing.
you.
I was-
So, anyways, when Ariel gets married, right, and she's on the ship and Triton like sends her off, but her whole family is in the sea. Yo, that part tears me up. I'm like, so in order to have her one true love, she has to
gotta
be
give up her
separated
whole
from her family. Like that is the worst ever.
Yeah.
So I cry on that every single time,
That's like
without
Meghan
a doubt.
Markle, right?
Oh, but she moved her mom to London. She was like, "Ma,
Fine,
you
fine,
got to
fine.
come to the castle." You know what I'm saying?
True.
Still an upgrade.
The only other movie that made me tear up
In your whole life.
in
Or
my
are we
whole-
just talking about Disney?
I cry a lot, so I can't
Yeah.
even qualify. I tear up to every goddamn.
You can-
Nigga, shut up! Do not. No, I did not cry to that fucking movie.
So listen to
Stop
me.
bringing that shit up.
And it's
I'm
funny.
tired. You off this podcast, nigga. It's your last one.
And it's funny because today's the anniversary of Big's death. So we're watching the Biggie movie, right? Where the rapper Gravy plays Biggie.
Oh
And he
my
did a good
God.
job. And then Anthony Mackie.
That was not a good job.
Anthony Mackie plays Tupac terrible.
For
They
Notorious?
shaved that
Remember
nigga
Notorious?
I
head
didn't
like
watch
they
it.
put a gap in his mouth, like he looked terrible. Anyways,
Oh my
That's
god.
what What's Her Face was Lil' Kim?
Notori.
yeah. So we
Power.
the girl from Power,
Yeah.
okay, all right.
Real
so,
W.
Yes,
It's funny because we went on my birthday to go see Notorious.
yes.
'cause
I'll
it-
never forget. It was me, Nick, our two cousins, and then my brothers on this side. So I'm sitting right next to Nick the whole time, and then this is the part where like Biggie died, and they're going through the hood
For the Brooklyn Parade,
Yeah,
and
for
they
the
get the
Brooklyn
Biggie
Parade.
Parade. They get a Biggie
and
Parade.
it was sad. I was like, damn, dog. Like he really is like the whole hood fuck with him. Everybody was outside on the fire escape. Everybody was out, and then I just look over. Niggas like this, mouth open.
Nigga.
And I look, and
My eyes was crusty. I had to pour some water on my finger.
I look, right?
That's all I did.
And I text Vernon. I was like, "Yo, is Nick crying?" And then he texted me back. He's like, "I think he's crying, dog." And I was like, "Nick, you good?" He's like, "I ain't crying, man." I said, "I ain't even asked you if he was crying." I ain't crying, man. I was like, that shit was hilarious.
See, this is the problem in society. You guys make it difficult for sensitive guys to show
Not
their
even
emotions.
sensitive. Everybody should show
Everybody.
vulnerability.
Yeah, man. Y'all cry shamed me, and I wasn't even crying.
But hold on, I'm about to tell you when I cried. You were crying, dog.
I was not
I'm about to tell you when I cried. So, the only other movie I
Caught
cried,
a moment of empathy.
which is like, which people look at me like, really, nigga, you cried during that?
You cried to the Tupac movie?
No, man. Have you seen
Ocean's
no, Friday Night Lights?
Yeah.
Oh, and Boobie Miles said he couldn't run no more?
Oh,
Yeah, that was tough.
When
so
Boobie-
Derek Luke, he was a running back and he hurt his
Yeah.
knee, and then they found
It's
out
a true story.
he can't play, and then he breaks down in the car with his uncle.
yeah. So he goes to the locker room. Everybody's looking at him because they already know like he has to empty out his locker, get all his shit. And he's like, "What y'all looking at, man? I'm gonna be all right. Y'all go be great, and all that shit." And he gets his stuff, and he takes his name tag and gives it to like one of his teammates. He's like, "Save that, because I'm gonna be famous one day." And they're like, "Yeah, you gonna make it." They kind of just like, they know he's not gonna make it because his knee's fucked up.
But he went out swaggy.
And then he got all his shit, went into the car, and he sits in the car, and his uncle, who like kind of played his father at the time, was like, "You gonna be all right?" He goes, "I don't know what I'm gonna do, man. Football is all I know." And he just started like breaking down, crying. "I was supposed to buy you a house. I was supposed to do this, and like I can't do none of that." And like he was just crying. I was like,
What is that gonna do?
"What am I doing with football? I got a football." Oh my god, yo! I was in that movie theater like, somebody.
Did we see Friday Night Lights?
Huh? No, we never
did.
seen Friday Night Lights. I knew better than to go see Friday Night Lights with your ass.
I would've
You
got
gotta
you.
let me have it.
Yes, nigga.
Fuck no.
Yes.
Hell no.
That was a really good scene, and Derek Luke is one of the most ugliest criers in the
Yeah,
game.
oh, yeah.
So he will get you to tear up because
Yeah.
he's just like he's in it and he gets ugly. Like he ain't afraid to get the face ugly.
And I'm not gonna lie, like right after the movie,
Niggas cry really ugly, man.
I looked up his story. I'm like,
It's
he had to
passionate.
have make it. I know he went to the NFL. He did something with his life.
Nigga work at the post office.
The nigga was a garbage man. I'm
garbage.
like, that made me cry even harder.
Yeah.
Like I was like, damn. Like,
No scholarship.
no happy ending for him.
He stayed in Texas and that.
Yeah,
whatever
he went
town.
to a JUCO, played,
But as a
and
garbage
he was
man,
really
probably
good.
had benefits.
Got hurt again,
They
and
make
then
decent.
Yeah.
It's probably a
They-
union.
He can raise his family.
Would you marry garbage man?
Yeah, I have no problem.
I was waiting for her to go for like, oh no. I'm just kidding.
As long as you
living a
shower
great life.
before you
Would you marry one? No.
Stay clean. That's it. That's Dan's rule. Stay clean. I guess we got anything else before we get into just some of the women's stuff?
This is kind of a question that we can ask at the end of the
Cool. All right.
at the end.
All right. So I want y'all to talk about what do you guys feel is most important being a woman, black woman, and how do you just try to make the world a better place from your perspective?
If that is not a loaded question.
Or can you
That
be
is
more specific?
very,
Like,
very broad.
All right. Well, for what you'd like to do, Dan, I mean, you're in entertainment. You also believe in fitness.
Yeah.
All right. So how do you make your contributions in that direction?
Which one? I
Just
mean-
with both, and then with connecting with women, like. Do you not get
Okay.
along with women? Oh.
I do.
Okay.
I like all people, right?
Sure.
I do.
He said
And
sure.
no, I do.
No, I'm saying him. He said
No,
sure.
because there are some
sure.
girls that are like, oh, I don't.
Yeah, no, it's
I
true.
don't
No,
mess
no,
with
no.
women. Like that's.
Why not? You're a woman. Like,
I don't like to work out.
Okay.
I like the way it makes me feel after.
Mm.
But what I do love about my fitness journey is talking to women on Instagram that are like, how do you do this? I'm not motivated. How do you seem this, you seem that. And I love having those conversations with women. And I feel like that's one contribution I have.
Okay, but clarify. Is that the way you feel like you most connect with women in a positive way?
I think I connect with women in a positive way with uplifting them in areas that we don't always talk about.
Like what?
Depression is one, and I think it's something that everybody deals with for
Mm-hmm.
sure. If you follow me on Instagram, I post stuff all the time.
Yes, I'm aware.
I am not always the happiest person, but who is?
Right.
But I know what works for me, and I know what to surround myself with to keep my spirits in a certain way.
Okay.
And
For the
this is
listeners, would you mind sharing some?
This is something I posted today, and a few people said something. Oh, I posted a lot. It's okay. I'm gonna get there really fast. Ooh, a whole talent show in here. Ooh, I posted a lot. Whoa,
A lot.
Don't quit on yourself physically, mentally, spiritually, ever. I had a few people write back to me. It's so hard. I really struggle with this, and men struggle with it too.
Yeah.
But physically, women, society makes us feel like we need to be in shape. We need to wear makeup. We need to look a certain way. Our hair needs to be a certain way. Mentally, we have to be so strong just by ourselves. God forbid we have a significant other in our life. We have our own bills to deal with that we're doing our own. We don't have the career we want. We have kids we have to feed. We have other responsibilities. And then spiritually, people forget to make time for that.
Are you spiritual? Like, do you connect more so with your higher powers in your household? Do you believe in church? Are you more like in doing it in your time and like donating? How do you go about spirituality?
I grew up going to church, so I think I have that foundation. Okay. I do understand with everybody's different beliefs what I can pick and pull that works for me to help me be a better person. I think that going to yoga or going to work out.
I thought you was the yoga on the side. I'm sorry. I'm bad.
No, it's fine. I go to a place that says yoga in the title, so everyone's like, "You're doing yoga every day." I'm like, "No, there's actually bicycles in there." Okay. But I will say that during that time of working out, when you are being pushed to your limit, is one of the times that you have to focus on you. You have to think about certain things. And sometimes we rush so much in our careers, we never sit down to think about, how do you feel? How is your heart? Are you happy? If you're not happy, what can you do? What around you today? Like, we don't ask ourselves these questions all the time. So I think having that time, having people around me that are constantly talking about positive things and doing positive things, that all helps. I forgot what the question was. But
connecting.
I feel like you said a lot.
Connect to women.
Summer, how do you feel like you connect most with women?
With women in general, I think just being open and being who I am and being a hot mess sometimes, being the glamour model that people see sometimes, being educated, being the psychologist, right? I think that just by being the woman that I am with all these different facets of my life, that then, especially with social media, you talked about social media and how people see that and they connect with you, right? I get so many messages on things that I didn't even think somebody was going to connect with. And so as much as possible, I try to put myself out there. And then I have my own struggles. So I sometimes get that struggle where I'm like, well, I don't feel like putting this out there. I want to keep this to myself. And then I'm consistently encouraged to come back to social media, to come back to, my following, because they're getting something from me. I started something called Fit My Way, and it's been an entire journey about how I'm coming to terms with being fit, right? Fit is completely different depending on who's identifying it. For me, it has to do with my mental health. It has to do with my physical health. It has to do with my spiritual health. I struggle. Right? And so sometimes I'll go on Instagram and it'll just be me walking, me outside of my house. And that is sometimes the biggest triumph that I had in the week because I struggled so badly. And just encouraging somebody to get up and do the same thing. You know what I mean? So I think just being a positive person, even when things are negative, and trying to continue to bring that out of me, I think is really telling awareness, learning about myself, going to my own therapy, working through my own stuff. I'm trying to write a book right now because I feel like I have so much that I want to share. And there's only so much that you can really do just with social media, right?
Yeah.
So I want to put something in paper, something, that people can pick up in a store. I'm already in encyclopedias, which who even has encyclopedias now, right?
That's outdated.
I want to have that legacy left behind to where not just today am I able to impact women, children, men, older people, right? But later on, when I'm far gone, the things that I was able to come up with, the awareness that I was able to shed, I hope that is what people are really going to be able to connect with.
I do want to say I appreciate you for being real all the time, because I have friends that are real in person, and then on social media, it's like I can't share anything you share because it's not going to make the impact that I know that you can. You're not living up to your potential on social media because we are not perfect every day. Yeah. We're not happy every day. We don't look the best every day. I don't have a good day every day, but I try to find the best part of it. And if I did share a bad part of it, I hope that someone else can relate to it and see how I brought myself out of that position.
Absolutely.
That's right. Me and Tony, we I think we connect with women in similar ways. Like we like going at dummies on Twitter.
I mean, I connect.
We connect.
I connect best with the women through my penis. But I'm just joking, dog. But
are they connecting back with you?
Oh,
I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying?
sometimes
Is the frequency, the vibration, energy levels the same?
sometimes no. Sometimes no. But no, I feel like I connect with women because you know, I've always been a mama's boy. It was my mother who raised me and my 3 brothers. So it was just us. So like a lot of times things that men don't understand that women go through, I will know because my mom taught me that shit growing up. You know what I mean?
Firsthand.
So, yeah. So like I know like there's certain things that are just like there are things that are sensitive to men, there are things that are sensitive to women that men just wouldn't know from being a man. Like you would literally have to talk to them and see where they're coming from. And some guys it's not that they don't know how to do that, they just don't want to.
Are we just too dismissive as men?
I think so. A lot of times.
You know, I think it's also about
But I'm not going to say all men.
taking the time to actually take a breath and be aware of what's happening, right? I have a good example. When I first met you, one of the first times that we all went out, we stopped at a taco truck. And everybody got their food, ordered their food, and went and sat down. And mine was still waiting, and you waited with me. And I had on heels that night. So when it came time to get my food, he's like, no. You figure out the walk. I'll hold the food. He's like, you need sides? And I'm like, that's a good friend to my boyfriend. I like him. Because it was just that little bit of care. You could have went and sat down, you know what I'm saying, and that would have been fine because I'm used to doing things. But just taking that extra little bit of like, oh, well, she got on heels. Maybe it might not be the best for her to hold her food and try to walk at the same, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's little things.
And in case y'all wonder, Nick was in the bathroom.
I was either parked in the car or in the bathroom.
I don't want y'all to think Nick is just a bad boyfriend. You know? Nick was preoccupied.
I was preoccupied at the time. Sorry, guys.
He treats me well every day.
Yes.
Thank you. I'll take that. I'll just take that.
Tears.
I gotta use the bathroom, guys. I'll be right back. Let's talk about some career stuff. So Dan, you know, you've been working. How's everything going for you so far in your career?
This year has been good so far.
Good start to 2019.
Yes, and I have to tell people all the time, like, I booked my first reoccurring on a TV show.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
May I ask the show? Can you reveal the show?
I can't.
All right. So
You'll have her back on in a couple months. And she'll be able
will you have will you let us know what
I
show
will,
to watch?
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
yeah.
So we
No
want
wonder she's so PC.
Yeah, she ain't trying to fuck up the bag.
Yeah.
No, I was like this before.
Dan is always not going to ruffle the feather. Like, that's one thing about Dan. You know what I'm saying?
I will speak the truth.
She'll have a convo with you, but it's not going to go any further than it has to.
I also know who to argue with and who not to. You can't have a lesson learned with everybody. But I said, wait, I wasn't just bragging about the show.
No, of course. No, I'm asking you.
I'm
so
very
it's not
thankful.
bragging.
But I have to remind people, like, I am 10 years in.
Yeah.
So, like, it's not... It's a journey. It goes up and down. Things do not happen overnight. And especially because I'm not one to post, especially because I can't post about the show. I'm not one to post every single win.
Of course.
I don't. Yeah. So I just wanted to reiterate, like, it's a journey. It's worth it. This is what I wanted to do. So I'm happy that it's paying off. But yeah, I booked a show now. I'm done filming.
And so on to the next game.
What's next? Yeah. And you never know. But all you can do is be persistent in it.
Yeah. And to let y'all know, just to make sure, you know what I'm saying, like, you don't got to worry about, what show she did, okay? I did a self-tape with Dan. She was very prepared when she asked me for my help, okay? She hit all her lines, all her marks, all her eye lines. She's good at what she fucking does, okay? So when Dan got the project ready, you know what I'm saying, y'all gonna know. So I just want to, co-sign that.
I second that.
We all saw you act in the living room. Okay?
We were on vacation. I could have said no, but like, you don't want to say no because you don't know what opportunity.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So what's going on with you so far this year? What are your goals? 2019. Have you been?
Goals.
You have a private practice. Last time we talked, right?
I do.
I didn't know this. That's great.
So I started a group private practice at mid to end of last year. And so I've really been working on focusing on building that. The private practices in psychology. I'm a psychologist, multicultural community. So I see a little bit of everybody. I'm bilingual. I speak Spanish.
I know that.
I see kids. I know, right? It came in handy in Cabo.
For sure.
I see kids. I do a lot of things. And so I've really been focusing on building my practice because, coming from a place where my mom worked 2 jobs. My dad was in the military. My dad worked, you know what I mean? Working people. This is what we do. I wanted to get myself to a position where I'm going to be doing more than just working for somebody and putting myself in a position to work for myself and to create this, foundation underneath me that is going to continue to catapult me into new areas. And so that's what I've really been focusing on. I feel like a little bit my modeling is, slowed down just a bit so that I can really get grounded in my private practice. But I'm still shooting when I can. I love it. It still is a thrill. It's so empowering still. I'm still dabbling. My comedy short is still circulating. It's in a lot of different festivals. It was recently at Man's Chinese Theater, which was really dope. So I was really excited about that. I just AD'd on my first project.
Nice.
Not going to talk a whole lot about it, but hopefully that's going to be coming out soon, working with Nick in that. So, still keeping my hands in a little bit of everything, still, moving on to the next thing. I just want to keep excelling. And, my biggest goal for this year, I need a new car. We're going to
work towards getting that car.
You can
So I'm going to get a new car this year.
New car. So, Tone, you want to take us with our... How many subjects we got?
No, it was just one last.
That's our last
question.
one? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, kick us off. Horns and everything.
All right. One of the things I was thinking about a couple of days ago, and then I thought about it again today, because we were talking about how Biggie passed away, is do you think that when artists die early, it gives them some type of false legacy? So for example, Biggie only really had one studio album, two studio albums. Aaliyah, Eazy-E had a lot of music. Tupac keeps coming out with music. Big L, Big Pun, these when they were out, the little bit of music that they had, all these people, when they were out, the little bit of music that they had was great. So it's can you really put them up there with the greats because they don't have a long body of work like everybody else?
Give me the rundown and I'll answer per artist and I'll let you know what I think.
So just
let me who to start with and I'll tell you where, in my opinion, where they rack in terms of if the legacy is false or warranted or whatever.
Aaliyah.
I would say Aaliyah is justifiably so because she had at least 5 to 7 years of consistency in albums and hits. So her first album was the one she did when Kells was producing her, and that had a bunch of songs. Then there was the first one she did with Missy and Timmy. That's the 1 in a Million record, and that had 4-page letter. And then the last one she did before she passed away, unfortunately, with Rock the Boat and More Than a Lover. And then she had a whole bunch of soundtrack smashes in between. So I think that would have been, if she hadn't slowed down and just did movies after that or whatever, the way she was transitioning to, she would have still been able to tour crazy off that catalog from the 90s into the time she went. So I say her legacy is warranted. Right. I think she's where she's properly ranked.
Pun.
All right, Pun has a classic album. His debut, Punisher, Capital Punishment was a classic. The second one was good. And outside of what he did with Terror Squad, he definitely was premature. But you do have one classic album, and in rap, especially if it's your debut, I mean that's pretty monumental. I can't say he was overrated. I don't know how his music would have aged, but I think he was built. He's still built. He was budding. He's still budding with him.
Big L.
He's an underground legend. He never popped off in the mainstream. He never had super radio smashes. You just knew that Big L was one of the nicest rappers out here.
He just ain't make.
He didn't really cross over like that. But every nigga who really raps always respected Big L. Yeah. So he's always gonna be an underground king in my opinion.
And the last one, Big.
Oh no, Biggie's one of them. He's the man right there.
No, you gotta break that down. You know me,
debut classic album.
I love Big.
Debut classic album. Then he was one of the first introducing a group on his label with Junior Mafia. That situation was popping. Then he's one of the best rappers that's ever done a double album. Not too many double albums rank up there with Life After Death.
Which double album was that?
That's what Hypnotized, More Money, More Problems,
Okay.
Sky's the Limit,
Okay.
Bam Bam Bam. So I think Biggie, maybe his body of work is smaller, but I feel like the 3-4 years he was out there, like I think he did enough where it was like, he out-rapped most guys. He collaborated with a lot of different artists, like he did from Bone Thugs to Method Man, Wu-Tang. Like he was
because what comes with like being like legendary and being great, like is longevity. Because you can kind of compare it to ball players, and like a Brandon Roy, who was great when he was playing, but then his career ended short because he got hurt.
Yeah, Biggie wouldn't have been a 3-album wonder.
You never really know. Like you can only assume that he was just killing like when he was out. Then I'm just gonna assume that he was gonna continue to keep. This
is gonna sound really fucked up. I'm sorry, apologize. If Chingy had passed away after his first album, I probably would have been like, yeah, maybe he would have came out with another okay project, but
Chingy?
I'm giving you a thing of where somebody who rated, like you're saying, Chingy's first album was Monster.
Right there.
Right there in Holiday Inn. But if he had never came out with anything else, and I don't think I remember anything else, probably would have been like, all right, that was probably as good as it got with Chingy. It probably wouldn't have gotten better.
Yeah, and I think
I'm sorry, Chingy. Look, I know you're back on the tour with B2K. I'm glad you're getting money again.
Really?
Yeah, he's on the B2K tour.
No, did you not see the video? Did you not see the video of him practicing in his garage?
Oh no!
Oh my God!
There's a rehearsal.
You got to
video?
practice somewhere.
Yeah.
It just looked really bad.
It's not the place to do it.
He sounded like his voice sounded really bad, and like the way he was like, because like they practice like trying to get the crowd hyped and stuff. Like it just looked unorganized. It just looked like it was not put together. I'm just like, come on, Chingy.
Yeah. I shot my death with the Chingy. We're going to a Chingy concert. But anyways, ladies, y'all want to partake on the conversation?
A part of what you guys were talking about, I'm wondering if a part of the legacy goes with how their music stands up over time.
True.
You know what I mean?
Because we're still talking about them.
Absolutely.
And sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, I'm not the coolest and hippest person because I don't even know who Big L.
Yeah.
You said hip.
Hey, don't judge me. Don't judge me.
It's too late. Judgment's all given right here. But Big L was a New York underground rapper.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we didn't talk about Pac because I want to hear you talk about.
Oh, I'm not even going to ask about Pac because I know his legacy is set in stone. I'm not arguing with nobody.
Let me tell you something about Tupac.
I'm not arguing.
That nigga put out more body and work than anybody before 25. So there is nothing you can say to diminish what Tupac did. You can, if you have a criticism, that's a criticism for whatever the music, give or take. But I mean, I think the amount of music that man cranked out in the 5 or 6 years that he was, in the game in terms of putting out music, no, I don't think anybody's touching that. And, so there's nothing you can really say about Pac. I think he was around long enough. 5 years usually is around the lifespan of most artists. They last about 5 years. That's unfortunately how long he was in the game until his life was taken. But he did a lot in those 5 years, and obviously what he did afterwards. So Pac is for sure is not overrated by any means.
I just wanted to hear you say it.
I mean, I love Pac. I don't have no problem with Pac. Just don't ask me if he's better than Biggie.
If we just played back the tape on your two descriptions, I'm just saying it sounds like Pac comes out on
I think Pac's thing is a more impressive feat than Biggie, but I feel like I'm talking about like skill wise, talent wise. I think Biggie.
Yeah, that's one thing. Like even though like I'm the biggest Tupac fan, I'll always say like Biggie was just a better lyricist.
You just play a lot of tracks. I'm sorry, just a lot of Hennessy and Enemy bars that you
listen.
I'm not gonna go in on Tupac. I'm sorry. Let me stop. No more slander.
He dabbled in other parts of art.
Yes.
He's a great artist.
There will be no Hennessy, penitentiary, me slander in here.
All right. That's my last one.
Please.
Last petty comment. Pac is wonderful. Dan, how you feel about some of the artists that we listed?
I think, yes, if they still were out, they still would hold the same importance.
Okay, so let's get really who's somebody that passed away that you might feel like their legacy is a little overrated? Do you have anybody on that list, Tony, that they might give you otherwise? Because I think we all agree with most of those that you dropped. But are there any other ones that possibly like, I'm sorry, they didn't do enough?
I got in an argument with somebody like not too long ago about Aaliyah. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
Like, do you think she deserves to be up there with like all the other like R&B like singers like a Mariah Carey, Whitney, and all that shit. I'm like, I don't think she's that high, but I think like she's definitely legendary. He's like, I think, and then, Plus, bald head with the beard.
Yeah.
He was trying to tell me that he doesn't believe that she would have been that great later on because the only reason we give her that is because she passed away early.
Really? But we loved her.
Yeah,
She was up and coming when it all happened.
Yeah,
like,
and that was his.
She had really established herself at that
was his.
point.
That was his argument. She was up and coming. She ain't come yet. So how do you know?
I don't even agree with that.
I think by
felt
that album, she was there.
I think that everybody was rocking with her tough, and so everybody, even when so if we're looking at a linear trajectory and she's here on the bottom level of that trajectory, everybody was rocking with her super tough here. So then as we're watching her grow, we're like, oh, we're definitely rocking with her here.
By then she was already starting to do the movie shit. And the movie shit was going...
For sure.
Of course.
But like in the 90s, like I think young solo female R&B artists, there wasn't too many people cooler than Aaliyah because Janet was like superstar, but a little bit older. And then Aaliyah came through with the teenage swag and the tomboy, but pretty with the choreography, the style and everything like that. And like her songs were monster smashes. She sold like mad records.
And with Missy's camp,
and once you get, whatever camp
wouldn't have probably been
a lot of people
where
say
she
that
is now if
she filled that void.
Aaliyah was in that. Yeah,
this man was trying to tell me that Ciara is a better artist, like
better dancer, not a better
that's
artist.
What I said. I was like,
that's it. Ciara only
like,
kills Aaliyah, and I think in performance.
I said she's a better dancer, of course, but artist, no.
The thing with Aaliyah and Mariah Carey, you can't say vocalist. Yeah, no, she's not on Mariah or Whitney's level as a vocalist. But I think Aaliyah's presence, though, in the late 90s is like, she's one of few. It's like her, Monica, and Brandy, they ran that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think Aaliyah, I wouldn't take anything from how she impacted the game because she was just so fly. Yeah.
That was the only...
Is there anybody else who's debatable who passed away?
I mean, all the guys that pass away now.
Like people, I guess Triple X RIP is Mac Miller. How we feel about Mac? Do you listen to Mac?
I think he was talented.
Yeah, I think Mac Miller was talented. I don't think he was legendary, but I think he was very good.
He was good. Okay.
The same thing with X. It is different with me because, I was kind of like cool with him and shit. So like it's different. But like, I feel like for like the young crowd, the young guys like, oh yeah, they're gonna look at him.
He was that guy.
Yeah, they're gonna look at him like he was that guy. But for people like us that really wasn't into that type of music, and he didn't really make a impact all throughout hip hop. Because you got people that like they make an impact on the young crowd, and then you got some people that make an impact on the young and the older crowd. You get it across the board.
Then our level is like, saying we the young adults.
Yeah.
It's going out. They got that disposable income. You know what I'm saying? We going to all the Hollywood fly shit. What about us?
So it's like whenever you're able to do it across the board, I feel like that'll put you like in legendary status. You know what I mean? If you can keep it that way.
Right.
But most of these young guys, Mac Miller passed away. You had there was another the boy Lil Snoop that Meek Mill put on Dream Traces. The young boy, he was like 17 years old.
I don't even know him.
I listened to his whole album. Whole album was good. He was only 17. He got signed by Dream Chasers. And like 3 days after he got signed, he got killed by his friend.
Damn.
Yeah. So
shiesty shit, man.
Yeah. So
that's worse than. No, I'm not gonna say that. That's fucked up.
And the people in Louisiana who was like real like big on him. They're like, oh, he was the next one. He was gonna be the one to come out of Louisiana. So
does everybody have a next one from their hometown? Like they was about to blow and then somebody took him out. Everybody have a next one? You got a next one from in Diamond Bar? He was with that next nigga.
From Diamond Bar? Like, no.
Where you from, Dan? Where you born and raised?
Can I just claim all of LA?
You can claim LA.
The majority of my childhood, I was in Palmdale.
Oh, you had the next one from Palmdale?
Isn't that like the desert?
Yeah.
It is.
Oh my.
That's where
Paul George.
Yeah.
Paul's
but
from.
Pactiv is from there.
Who?
Oh.
Anderson .Paak?
Pactiv.
Pactiv.
Do you know who I'm talking about?
No.
Oh, okay.
R&B? Is that rap?
There's a lot of producers that came out of there too.
Okay.
I mean, shit, you in the desert. You better get to work.
Yeah.
There's stuff to do.
Is there?
But I mean, most of us leave by the time you get out of high school.
I'm just joking.
No, I know, but I still got answers for whatever you got to dick at.
She got answers.
Big facts.
I be scared. Like,
Yeah, Daniel look like the one to try, man.
Yeah, I'm looking at him like, oh, maybe I shouldn't joke anymore. Like, I be scared to like joke with people that I don't really know like that because like they think I be serious.
But I joke a lot. I'm very sarcastic. You just might not know
dry.
it.
It's just dry.
Okay.
Yeah.
I probably
it took me like 2 days out of the Cabo trip to kind of get used to Dan's.
I just
I was
couldn't
like,
read
I
it.
like her.
Summer liked it from jump.
Of course.
Yeah. I was like, who does not
Well,
down
no,
dread
because at
girl?
the house when the planning, I was just like, okay.
It's a lot to get a group of 13 individuals on the same page
On an international trip.
on an international trip. Is that really international? We were still in the same.
Yo, we used passports. That's
All right,
international. I got a stamp.
We
okay?
got stamps, my nigga. All right. Dan, would you ever travel with me in summer again?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's all I want to know.
I would have said no. I'd be like, how about with me?
Yes.
No, it's funny. I get asked
kidding.
that
We're
question every time I'm in a different group, and I'm like, okay, guys.
All right. This is behind the scenes. So, ladies, if you have anything you'd like to promote or plug, I would hope that you do this. Just say whatever it is into the mic. Your handle, how can they follow you? Whatever that you want to
Plug in
put out there.
your social media,
Your socials.
My name is I am the Dan on everything.
Okay.
If you need some positivity,
Hey.
it's every day in my stories. If you have questions, I am a pretty much open book unless you're just reckless. But I believe in helping people. Like, I'm here because people helped me. So
By reckless, she means stay out her DMs unless you got some positivity or a legit question.
Can somebody slide in your DMs and if they're respectful?
So let me just say this. This is not an invitation.
All right.
But I don't have DM problems.
Really?
No. And people are like, I know, man. I'm like,
Oh, really?
but I
I'm
also
about to put the homies on you. No,
I also think that
I am the Dan.
maybe people know how I roll and they just don't, or I don't know, but I don't have that issue.
Can I tell you what it is, Dan? I feel like Tony said, how he was afraid in a sense to kind of like joke with you. I think it might be the same with guys. Like maybe you might intimidate guys on some kind of surface level where
on
they
social
feel
media though,
where they just feel like maybe you're not the one to approach like that in the DMs. Like there's certain girls.
I think they know they need to come a certain way,
Exactly.
and a lot of people might not know.
You give off those vibes. You know what I'm saying?
In my stories.
Look, let me tell you something about men, okay? Niggas will look at a chick and just think like, oh yeah, I could just DM that. Like, I could probably send a dick pic and get a good response.
Oh.
I could probably just hit her up on this kind of late night tip, booty call. No, that one I got to take out to eat. Like, that's a noble chick right there. Like, we can compartmentalize the way we got to approach women, especially when we look on the gram. Like, this is the kind of shit that, we can maybe get away with.
Well, I'm happy they're reading me correctly.
Yeah.
I ain't never got a dick pic in my life, and this is not an invitation.
It's Women's History Month. Wait till April.
Well, I don't know what's wrong. I think people just have the wrong idea because
Summer gets mad dick pics.
I think because I model and because like they might see like a quote unquote sexy pic or something like a bra and panty or a bathing suit, they believe that's an invitation to send me inappropriate things, and then they have to find out real quick that I'm not the one.
Yeah.
So I don't care what you think, I'm not the one. Okay, it is mad disrespectful.
You been practicing them responses that we've been working on?
No,
Man.
wait. Hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
What happened?
Nick, people have been sending her dick pics, and you haven't been taking advantage?
How would I take advantage?
Of the dick pics.
Wait, I was like, that sounded a little suspect. Explain.
I'm confused.
Elaborate. I'm confused.
Hurry.
Make it make sense.
This might be illegal, but
Remember, you're sitting next to me.
Where's he going?
I don't know. I'm following.
if a dude send my girl a dick pic,
Okay.
right? I'm gonna tell her, be like, yo, this is my Cash App. This how much money I want, or I'm sending your dick pic on IG,
But I think
Twitter, and to your girlfriend.
And tag
I'm gonna
you.
blast you.
Right.
So look, the worst he could say is no. If he doesn't want to get blasted, okay, I can't do $250. I'll give you $100.
I'm not mad at that flip, baby. We couldn't expose these niggas and make some extra coin.
Get the money. The dick has already been sent.
We have nothing to lose.
Can I just, right now, I'm feeling really like nauseous to my stomach because I'm just envisioning
It's just dick.
how gross. Like,
She gets nasty penises.
I don't know.
According to her, I haven't looked at them. But
he won't look. I be trying to turn the phone to him. He'd look away.
I don't want to look at that shit. I tell you what to say to that shit.
What I
I
would
say
say
make
is
fun of the
this.
dicks.
I'm not sure, but for me, unless I say, baby, send me a dick pic, I don't a dick pic.
I have never in my life thought, ooh, I'm texting this girl. Man, let me just drop a dick in here.
Yeah.
And see if it's going to be okay. I never in my life thought that.
All that to say this. My handles are at Summer Wayans, Wayans. I do not accept dick pics or vagina pics or anything inappropriate of that nature. Please refrain from those kinds of things because I've gotten really good at my comebacks, and I might cut you with some words.
Because before she used to just go, babe, they keep sending me dick pics. I don't know what to do. And I'm like, make fun of them little motherfuckers.
It's like so offended because that's so not my personality that, you know, you're dealing with people who are perceiving you in a way that you're not. And so having to then figure out how to deal with that, it's kind of, it's
because of your beauty and your big old breasts, baby.
I know.
And it's unfortunate because some girls will entertain that stuff.
Yep.
And
absolutely.
it shouldn't be because I show this, I'm this type of woman. Like,
But a guy's mindset is,
I understand that.
shit, if this works with her, who knows how many more girls this will work with.
So for international,
The one time it worked, I keep trying it forever.
Since this is International Women's Day month,
Weekend, whatever, yes.
let's educate the male population to understanding. We don't want your dick pics unless we ask for them. They're not cute. It's not sexy. It's not warranted. It's disrespectful.
And if we want to see it,
You hear that? That's the police coming for you and your dick pics.
You know?
A picture is not... we don't sit in our rooms with your... I mean, some people do.
Do y'all group text it to your friends? Like, look what this nigga showed me?
I don't get them.
Well, you never got them, right? So
Yes,
But I would.
please.
I think
do
I would.
not
I'd be
do
like,
send
guys,
it.
look at this, my first one.
If you are my homeboy,
did you have a party?
if you are my homeboy and I find out you sending unwarranted dick pics, we got to cut off the friendship, dog. I can't fuck with you.
So you're making this claim that niggas that we know that send dick pics to girls, you just won't fuck with them?
Fuck no. If you are doing that, there's no telling what other type of shit you're doing. Like, to just send a random dick pic to someone that you don't know, your head got to be fucked up.
I always tell guys, I'm like, think about your daughters, your moms, your sisters. And if you would not want someone to do that to them, be mindful of what you do.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
That's real. That's real. But to bring it back to me, because I feel like we kind of got sidetracked on this whole, like, dick conversation. My handle, again,
The dick.
is at Summer Wayans, Wayans.
No dick. Just Summer Wayans. Okay, sorry.
So at Summer Wayans, I'm all about fitness, wellness, feeling good, going through the tough times, being resilient to get through those tough times. I model psychology. If you're interested, you can follow me at Dr. Summer PhD. DrSummer PhD. And that is on Instagram. DM me for consultations that we can do. And I hope that you guys are just living life and being beautiful people inside and out and, you know, make somebody else smile today.
Yeah.
Smile at someone. It really goes a long way.
Yes.
Show them pearly whites. You want to go ahead, Tony? You want to play your thing? You got going on?
I forgot what I was going to say. It was too many days. Before I close it off, I just want to know, where's the equality? Where are the pussy pics? All my life, I've been on Instagram.
Don't look my way with that shit.
I've never gotten a pussy pic, a pussy print pic. Nothing ever. You know, do I want it? No, but I just want to know: do they exist?
Well,
Yeah,
because they
I've gotten
send
those too.
boobs and butts usually before, right?
No, all right. You see how these guys will just drop it in the DM,
Yep.
right? That's why you know men are like savages, because a woman would never just be like, "Hey."
No.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just...
Unfortunately, they do.
They do.
I got pussy pudge in my DMs, too.
Pudge.
What?
Well, there's a reason behind that, though.
I can't.
This is another universe. I've never heard of this. Maybe I'm not attractive
those
enough.
two words together. I was just making sure I heard right.
Pussy pudge.
Now, my ego got hurt, too, because you know how they always say, like, yo, man, when you get in a relationship, that's when you get the most temptation, man. Girls that you ain't even know exist is gonna be hollering at you. I'm like, oh shit, okay.
Your
and then
DM got a tumbleweed.
I finally post somebody who that's my girl on my shit. My shit's dry than a motherfucker. No, nobody want to take me out of this shit.
That's because they know what your girl is, and they like, we ain't gonna mess with that one.
The only DMs you getting is congrats.
There you go.
Oh,
I love the way you guys
so
work.
happy for you, Nick.
Goals.
I'm a good one.
You are a good one. My ego is bruised up because my shit is beat. I don't get nothing.
Okay, better your ego bruised than
yours.
In your face. But
Kidding.
But yeah, y'all already know where to find me at Ty Sterlin, also at Comedy Bones. That's that.
Hello.
Y'all know where to find me. Like I said, I'm trying to get on stage last week. I couldn't because I got the flu.
You feeling better, man?
I was all fucked up.
You take what I recommend?
Yes. Nick didn't come to visit me, but it's okay.
I did send a text to offer. If you need, I'll come through.
Did he?
That's in the receipts.
I'm thinking.
I made myself available.
Yes, you did. I literally felt like I was dying. I texted Nick like, yo, I think I'm going to die.
I was very scared when you said that.
Yeah. And Nick was like, yo. Nick was like, yo, what? Are you okay?
Right?
What's going on?
What's happening, man? You can't be talking like that.
Like, I literally couldn't get out the bed. Like, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I said, look, man, don't even leave that house if you don't feel like you can go. Just order that shit.
Yeah. Oh, shout out to Paul. You know what I mean? For getting this all together for us.
Thank you, Paul.
Shout out to Summer. You know I love you. Shout out to Dan today. I'm just playing. Shout out to Dan. Shout out to our basketball team that won the playoff game.
No, shout outs to you, nigga, because you held it down while I was out of town. Dropped a 30-piece in my absence.
You guys play basketball?
Adult rec league.
Really?
We're doing playoffs on Wednesday. You want to roll?
I don't know if I can that day, but
You want to join the next league? You play?
I would love to play.
Oh,
We got
Is it
you.
boys and girls?
It's co-ed.
yeah.
Guys, but I can't get hurt.
I mean, Dan, look, if you're on the court,
I'm just letting you guys
you're putting
know.
your body at risk.
I'm just letting you guys
Play
know.
at your own pace. Don't get
Okay.
hurt.
What position you play?
Guard.
Okay.
You gonna handle the ball?
Yeah, just throw it to me. I'll shoot it. I can shoot it.
All right, we'll figure
I want
something
to take
out.
all the credit. We have a great team.
But
Okay.
we're always recruiting.
This is really exciting.
We're always recruiting. And Summer came to the game. She saw us play a couple weeks ago.
I cheerlead though. I'm not playing.
I'm like, you want to play no power forward, baby? Just elbow a couple niggas. All right.
I have good elbows.
All right. So
This
we'll talk after this.
This is literally me in bed.
I'm fighting for my life. You're killing me with this.
That was literally me last week, dog. I'm in the bed fucking crying. I'm like, yo, why is this happening to me? Because you know me, I'm
so
skinny.
you're what? You're just coughing?
Like,
and you're
because
spitting?
all right, you know the weather change fucks me up, and I really don't have no meat on my
Southern
bones.
Californians.
You know what I mean? So like, whenever the temperature drops a lot, I get really sick.
Do you wear jackets?
You see me now. I'm always in a sweater. Always.
Let's
But
invest in
it's
some
been
jackets to
cold.
wear with the sweaters,
Yeah.
Tony.
Yeah, no, you see how
He layers
I be layering. She does see. At least somebody
But do you
notices.
eat properly?
No, I do not.
All right, well, there we go.
She's like, I'm moving.
But yeah, like, and I get really sick. And I was in the bed crying, like, why me? I got shit I got to do, man.
That's the
Like,
worst.
yeah.
I'm happy that you're here and better.
Yes.
They're not sick.
Yes. Thank
Yes.
God. Thank
and,
God.
and thank you again for holding it down for Dollar Shave Club. You know, you put a 30-piece on them other motherfuckers, so we get to live again. Because we had a losing record throughout like the whole year, and then Tony came on like halfway through the season, and then we finally like won our first game the week before, and then the playoffs started this past week, and we won, so we stay alive as long as we win.
Good.
And we're gonna move on to next season, keep trying to build this thing. Because I'm fit my way. I'm trying to take care of my physical. You know, get a good run once or twice a week. I still got the game, you know. I still got a little bit, but Tony carries us for sure. This week coming
Give
up,
me all the credit, man.
hey man, as much as I can give you. This week coming up, guys. Tuesday is very, very special for my Cornbread Kitchen family. We are putting on our Black Twitter show on the main stage at UCB Sunset for our Spank Showcase. So that show's at 7:00. If you guys would want to support that, that'd be great. Tickets are only $7.
Come on now. Don't eat that McDonald's meal. Buy that ticket.
Right. Don't go across the street. Come straight to UCB Sunset, 7:00. The Spank Show. You know, you're going to see all of our really dope sketches that we've been working on. And then we also have the Black Twitter show that's in the Inner Sanctum, which is in the same building but around the corner. That'll be on Sunday night at 8:00. So that's free. And, you know, we're going to have our improv. We're going to have our sketch, some guests come through and do some stuff, and then our after party at Bronson Bar. So just follow at Cornbread Kitchen, at Nick of Comedy. and at For the Culture Live to keep up with all of that. And we'll talk to you guys soon. Happy International Women's Day. Thank you, ladies, for joining us again and just talking shit with us.
We
Thanks for having
appreciate
us.
y'all.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Take care.
All right.